because the park hasn't opened yet. So just a crisp early morning.
Love it.
Okay. So we both get ready on time together.
That's a dream day.
And in my perfect day, I'm not late. So,
Oh, Lord.
But I have to tell you, I am a breakfast person.
Hello and welcome back to Market House, the podcast where we talk all things Disney. My name is Caleb.
And I'm Caitlin.
And we're back.
We're back.
For episode number 30.
That's crazy.
I know.
It's so exciting.
Yeah, this started back in September of 21.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been doing it for a little bit now. You joined not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And joined in these shenanigans, and I've loved every minute.
Aww.
It's been fun.
Yeah, I love it.
Much better with you around. I have a lot more fun doing it, and it's just more enjoyable. So thanks for doing it.
You're welcome.
For doing it for freezies, because
Yeah.
I don't have no money to pay you. But yeah, we're here for another episode. There was a ton of news last week.
Yeah.
Like overwhelming amount.
Yeah, everyone on Instagram was like, what the heck is happening?
Yeah, like suddenly they just turned it on. Like,
yeah.
We've been sitting on this for weeks, and we decided to just unleash it all in a day.
Yeah, which is good because we're here to report all of it.
Yeah, so we're going to cover all of it. We apologize in advance for the longer than usual probably news segment, but there's a lot to cover. So have some patience with us, and if you heard about it already, sorry. You're going to hear about it again. I'm sure everyone and their mother's talking about this stuff, but it's just part of the business. You got to talk about the news. But before we do, I have to mention... what's that show we're watching?
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
So good.
It's getting really good. So, have to admit, first few episodes, was not sure about it. First episode, I was bought in. Second episode, third episode, I was like, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little weird, but this one, like, sealed the deal. I like it.
And I do have to say, again, we're not going to talk about spoilers or anything, but it kind of took a darker turn than what I'm used to.
It's dark.
Again, I know Disney, it's a Marvel thing, so it's not like it's Inside Out or something. But like I know, with Disney Plus, how they have like those other, like the shows that aren't really generated towards kids. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
how, like there's some show like Fox. Daredevil. Yeah, how those are all.
Yeah, because they just bought all that stuff and now they're merging them
so like
all
I know that those are being incorporated into Disney Plus now. But on this last episode of Moon Knight, I was kind of like, whoa, that took a turn. It's just interesting to see. I mean, it's nothing terrible, but I was like, wow, it's not used to seeing Disney.
I know there was a lot of internal back and forth.
Yeah.
There was kind of some drama about even bringing some of that Fox content and Hulu and stuff that just came over from Netflix and stuff, because now Disney has the rights to all that, right?
Yeah.
Because they do all these licensing deals, and Disney ended all those because they want it on their own streaming service. So that finally happened. And there was just this whole internal struggle and battle for like, does it go on Disney Plus? Does it go on Hulu?
Yeah.
Do we shelve it for now? And they're showing up on Disney Plus. So that's why they added that parental lock feature. That's right, the
control thing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is important because the first year or two, right, of Disney Plus, or a year of Disney's existence, Disney Plus, it was all kids content. Like pretty much 99% of it was kid friendly.
Yeah.
And then suddenly overnight, there's a ton of adult stuff. So that was a smart move.
Yeah.
To lock it.
Like Disney or Moon Knight is definitely not kid friendly.
No, not for
especially
kids.
this last episode. I
No.
was like, woo, but it's
some...
very good.
Yeah, very good.
I
Oscar
love the show.
Isaac's very
He's
good.
So amazing.
He's really, really good.
Yeah, definitely watch Moon Knight. Let us know what you think about it.
Yeah. All right. Enough about Moon Knight. Let's dive into that news.
First up, we have some extremely exciting news. We are halfway to Halloween, and Disney is bringing back their Halloween parties at the Walt Disney World Resort and at Disneyland. So for all you Disney World people, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween is returning, which is very big because last year they didn't do it. They did like a smaller event, and people weren't really happy with.
And they charged, I think,
a lot.
Full price.
Yeah.
So people got half the event for full price.
I know, which is a bummer.
Not great.
But the normal party is returning this year, which is extremely exciting. Caleb and I actually haven't been to Halloween or during Halloween to Walt Disney World. We are huge fans of Disneyland for Halloween. We've never been to Oogie Boogie Bash, but we do like going to the park during Halloween. But yeah, it's really neat that it's returning to Disney World. They are very expensive because they're extra ticketed events.
There was a price increase of, I believe this year, like 35%.
Yeah. So aren't they like what are they,
It tops out
now?
at $200.
Oh my. And again, it's based on when you're going to the park. So obviously the closer to Halloween you get, the more expensive it is. But same with Oogie Boogie Bash returning to Disneyland. They haven't announced dates
I
yet.
think they announced like the does this make sense? They announced like the time frame, like September something to October
Right,
something, but they didn't announce the specific dates yet, I don't believe.
Yeah, so they just said that, hey, for that Halloween season starting mid-September through Halloween, it is coming back. I do know for Mickey's Not So Scary that tickets are being released in May, which is now this month.
Yeah.
But no word yet on Oogie Boogie Bash tickets are going to be released.
Got it.
I'm assuming it's going to be sometime this month because everyone freaks out about that.
Sure. So I think it's one of those where stay tuned on, subscribe to Disneyland, Disney Parks on Twitter and Instagram. They'll announce stuff there.
Because they're going to go quick.
And jump. Yeah. So it's one of those where you'll have to probably commit a few hours to this because once they release, you have to join a virtual queue and you're going to be online for, I would say, 2 to 3 hours waiting.
Yeah.
And good luck because they go quick.
Yeah. We need to go to Oogie Boogie Bash.
We'd love to.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll sneak it in this year or next year. All right. Next story. All right. Next up is some news for an overseas park, and that is Tokyo Disney is getting a Space Mountain makeover. So their whole section of the park, so their Tomorrowland, that whole Space Mountain area is getting rethemed, refurbed. It looks totally different.
Oh, it looks amazing.
Sick. It looks really, really good. And of course, Tokyo gets it because they get all the best things. And there's a reason.
Seriously?
You know why?
Why?
Their government, they have there's a third-party entity that owns, I think, I almost want to say, I might be wrong on this, so don't quote me, but I think Disney only owns like half of the park over there.
Okay.
And the Tokyo government, or Japan's government, or a local something, they invest tons of money.
Oh, that's right. So they're having more funds coming into it. Disney is.
They have, pretty much unlimited. From my understanding, when they built Disney Tokyo, they had like unlimited funds. They basically said, dream up whatever you want. Imagineers love working on it because they could just do their dream projects over there without budget. And over here in the US, they're a little more budget conscious because they want a return on investors and blah, blah, blah. So they get the best of the best. It looks really cool. So they have the concept art on Disney Parks blog, and I'm looking at it right here, and it is a total retheme. Like the building has the same kind of shape. Like you'll go, oh, that's a mountain, but I'm not gonna do it justice trying to describe it. Do yourself a favor and go check it out. It looks very futuristic, very Tron-like.
I was just gonna say it has elements of Tron.
Yeah, very cool. So it looks like this project will be done by around 2027 is when it's planning to open.
Okay.
And so not only is Space Mountain getting a total retheme, but it looks like they have a new plaza in Tomorrowland, will represent a future where humans are in harmony with nature. It'll also give guests areas to rest and relax while enjoying various icons and design elements that will create a sense of hope for the future. In the evenings, guests can enjoy lighting and sound effects that will further enhance their experience in this new area. So that's a little description from the Disney Parks blog. Again, do yourself a favor and go check it out and plan your trip to Tokyo for 2027.
Next up, we have some Star Wars news since this is a very popular week for May the 4th. Head over to the Grand Californian Hotel because they have an amazing Millennium Falcon cake on display for everyone to see. And let me tell you, this thing is... It's
just
beautiful.
Popped up. It's really, really cool.
Yes, so it literally popped up overnight, and I've also read that it's not staying for a long time. So I think it's going to be gone like the next 2 weeks.
Oh, shoot.
So it's not, people are speculating like mid-May they'll probably try and keep it. Some people have said it's going to be gone after next week. So if you were there for May the 4th, go swing by. This thing is incredible. Because you know how they normally have in the Grand Californian, they have the big gingerbread house for Christmas
it's usually
time.
for holidays.
This is the first time they've done a cake for Star Wars. And this thing it's so detailed. It's really amazing.
Good. Yeah, it looks good. So it's the Millennium Falcon in all of its glory made out of cake. And they always have the facts up there of like, this took 8,500 pounds of flour. And it's just really impressive what they do with it, fondant, all that stuff. So anyways, go check it out at the Grand Californian. All right, so this next news item kind of starts the really big Disney news section, and that is all the Disneyland improvements and announcements that are coming out. So it's the season of new for Disneyland, and this first event is kind of an indication of that. So they just announced a new after-hours event called Grad Night Reunion. It's for the people that have already celebrated Grad Night at Disney before, and I guess it's another opportunity for them to go again. It's kind of weird. It's really loosey-goosey and vague on the description. My number one question is, how have they verified that these people have gone to Grad Night before? Do they care? Or can I just claim that, because I grew up in Northern California, so we didn't go to Disneyland for Grad Night.
Yeah.
Well, I lied. We did offer that, but no,
You didn't go personally.
I didn't, because it was during the recession, and so they canceled it for a lot of people because no one had money to go to Disneyland. So we could have gone, but again, the boo-hoo. But yeah, I remember kids. Their parents. It was a bad time. When I was graduating, people were like losing their houses and stuff. It was the last thing you were thinking of was going to Disneyland. But so they canceled it for a couple of years because of the recession and finances and all the good stuff. But in normal times, we would have gone, right? I never went. So can I just claim to Disney that, hey, I did attend Grad Night. If I have the money, can I go?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. To be completely honest, I didn't think this was going to be very popular. Only because I'm like, okay, if people want to go with their friends, they're just going to go with their friends. Because again, it's in a very expensive event. It's $150, what I've been seeing, just to get in for a couple hours after the park. So it's not it's only like it's $75.
Yeah, and how many hours do they get?
I think it's, I think it's like, isn't it like 8 to 11 or something? 8 to midnight? Yeah, check on that. But it's only select days in June. So it's June 23rd, June 28th, and June 30th. Tickets went on sale just a couple days ago at the end of April. And basically it blew me out of the water, but people were waiting a long time to get these tickets. Like, it was extremely popular. Like, Disney had to pause ticket sales for a little bit because there were so many people, like, traffic wise on the website. So I mean, people are trying to get into it, but I haven't seen it, like, the process of it. I haven't seen people talking about it other than when they released the tickets.
Okay. Yeah. So it looks like, they already went on sale, right? April 28th. So that was a few days ago. And it looks like it's available June 23rd, 28th, and 30th. So just a few dates. It's not like it's taking over summer or anything. But yeah, it's the description includes it. I didn't get specific times. It may be available now. I'm not going to go search the internet for it. But it just says special after-hours access to most of the park's attractions. Party attire encouraged. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, they're serving cafeteria food.
Oh, yum.
Did you read that?
$150 for cafeteria food.
Yeah, they said cafeteria and... what did they say?
Good God. Really bad mac and cheese, a really gross piece of cornbread.
Yeah, it was
expired chocolate milk.
But yeah, and again, this is not replacing Disney's normal Grad Night that's happening in the next month or so. Those dates are still happening. This is just in addition.
Got it.
To
yeah, I mean, the description looks okay. I don't know if I'd spend $150 for this, but yeah, march along pep rally style with some favorite Disney friends. This is weird.
I'm assuming it's going to be the exact same thing as their Grad Night.
But just like, hey, for you old people, you can enjoy it again.
I think so.
Okay, well... If you're interested, I apologize if I just ripped all over it. I hope you have a good time. But for me in my house, not a super interesting party. But hey, Disney, thanks for offering, I don't know, some new offerings for the people. All right, so now we're diving into the main big news. The main big news.
The main.
I don't know what that means. But this is I was going to say breaking news, but it's not breaking. It's been out for a few days. So this is just like everyone's been talking about this stuff in the past few days. Twitter's very loud about it, Instagram, and that is some major refurb/redesigns, rethemings coming to both Downtown Disney and one of the hotels at the Disneyland Resort. We'll start off with the Downtown Disney news.
Okay.
It's a lot. So buckle up, grab a cup of coffee, and let's talk Downtown Disney.
Okay.
So we already know about the project, right? Of kind of, they tore down AMC Theater. They got rid of the sandwich shop. People can be mad. What's that called?
Earl of Sandwich. Come on.
I couldn't eat there. They didn't have anything gluten-free.
They had the best chocolate chicken. But there is a pop-up happening. The Earl of Sandwich.
Oh, they're getting a little like... Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you can still grab your gluten-filled sandwiches at Downtown Disney. Bunch of mean people. So yeah, that's torn down. There's a Starbucks over there. We already knew about the tear down / they're building, green space and place to relax. They talked about a stage, and now we're getting more information about what that's going to look like. But before I dive into what that looks like, they announced even more retheming coming to the area. So Ralph Brennan's Jazz Kitchen is getting a whole new look, and it's supposed to be California inspired. Not sure what that means, but they released the concept art.
Yeah.
It looks really clean. I'm not going to be as critical as most people are online. I never was a giant fan of the restaurant to begin with because we're not giant like seafood people.
In Gumbo,
and they serve a lot of that stuff. So we've never been like emotionally attached to this location, but people were very passionate about their opinions online. And yeah, so it's a very clean, I would argue probably boring look compared to what it is now. It looks very New Orleans, very themed to the restaurant now, but I think they want it to kind of merge and fit the area with the upcoming buildings.
It makes sense though when you see the whole picture. Like when I originally just saw the Jazz Kitchen, I'm kind of like, that is going to be so out of place.
Yeah.
Because again, it's very beachy, very modern, at least to me. Like that when I see that, I'm like,
It
that
looks like Splitsville.
Yeah, exactly. And then when they released the other designs for like the is it Uva Bar? Is that how you say it? Uva?
Yeah, which we'll get in there in a
Yes.
second.
Then it all makes sense because
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's more fitting. But if you see the pictures online, like they're changing the entire look, and I don't know how I feel about it yet.
Yeah, which we'll go into what's coming first, and then I'll have some questions at the end. But yeah, so Ralph Brennan's, if you go to Disney Parks blog, they have the concept art there, and you can kind of see what it's going to look like. Yeah, very clean lines. Again, looks like Splitsville, kind of, I don't know if mid-century modern is the right word, but think of a shopping complex in Newport Beach, and that's pretty much what it looks like.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah. So again, pretty, but not New Orleans style. So I know people probably get a little upset about that. So is it called Catal?
Catal and then
Catal
Uva.
and Uva Bar.
Yeah.
So those two restaurants right smack dab in the middle of downtown Disney. They're also getting a renaming, and yeah, just kind of to fit that style of the park.
Yeah, I
So,
would have to say the Uva Bar looks beautiful.
Oh, it looks really good.
Like they're getting rid of the whole idea of how, because currently there's a ton of umbrellas in the circle.
Oh yeah, because the sun beats
It's
down
right in the
that
middle.
area.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now they're kind of changing that look out, and there's going to be like, I don't know, it's not, how would you explain it? It's like a canopy almost, like a wooden.
Yeah, I don't know what that's called, but it's
very pretty. It's like this wooden structure with like greenery all over it.
looks beautiful.
Again, looks very LA, like fancy. It looks very pretty.
Yeah, like the Grove. Like it feels like I'm eating at the Grove.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah, it looks like these two restaurants are getting named to Paseo and Centrico. I think Centrico is the new Uva Bar name, and Paseo, again, I might be butchering this pronunciation, is the Catal restaurant, that new name. Michelin-starred chef Carlos Gaitan will bring his inclusive vision of Mexican cuisine to both of these locations, and brought to life by Patina Restaurant Group. So shout out to that company. I don't know. So again, getting a new menu, it looks like. So it's getting totally redone. So imagine just scratch what Catal and Uva Bar served and what that was like, and it's probably going to be a new experience over there. And then as well, we're getting a new restaurant.
Which is crazy to think about.
I know, we're getting a new thing.
Yes, and I'm so excited for this one.
Din Tai Fung, again, totally can be butchering that, but it's coming to downtown Disney, and that's near the lawn space. So where ESPN Zone was, all those buildings, there's going to be a giant greenery area, a lawn. They've got the concept art for what that stage is going to look like over there. So it looks like someone called it a guitar pick, the roof, what it looks like.
Really?
It does look like that. But it's very mid-century modern. So imagine that whole new section of downtown Disney will be essentially Splitsville.
Okay.
So look at Splitsville. It looks like kind of that retro-y,
Modern.
60s modern.
Ish.
Yep, West Elm. Think of West Elm, and that is what this whole area is going to look like. So, Din Tai Fung will join the district to offer guests their soup dumplings handcrafted right on site. This family-run restaurant will bring flavorful Chinese cuisine to downtown Disney, where guests can enjoy dishes served family-style in a creative space near the new lawn pavilion.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. It's just another option for food. Because again, you have Tortilla Joe's, you have Ralph Brennan's. There was a sandwich place, but now there's going to be Chinese food, which yum.
I know.
Like,
I hope they have some stuff for me.
I'm sure they will. If not, there's P.F. Chang's.
P.F. Chang's down at the garden.
They have gluten-free.
So yeah, a lot of retheming, a lot of redesign, in addition to what was already announced for Downtown Disney. I love it because I've always loved Downtown Disney, but after visiting Disney Springs, you do kind of realize what you're missing out on.
Oh, yeah.
When a kind of major redesign happens, and it's overdue. So excited to see what they do for us over here on the West Coast. And that kind of leads us to our last news story.
I'm so excited for this
I
one.
know, and it looks like the rumors were right.
Yes.
Almost, like 99% right.
Paradise Pier Hotel is getting a retheme, and it's going to be Toy Story, and I'm so...
Well, hold on. Not
What?
Toy Story.
Not Toy
Pixar.
Story?
It's a Pixar retheme.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, so it's not only Toy Story, but just an overall Pixar retheming.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Imagine you're watching World of Color. You're in your Wall-E themed room. This is just speculation.
Yeah.
But, I can't wait to see it. That hotel needs an uplift, and I think this is a great time for it.
Yeah, long overdue. It's always been the most affordable Disney hotel offering at the Disneyland Resort.
Yeah.
None of them are cheap by any stretch of the imagination. You're easily spending $300, $400, $500 a night for this hotel. There's really no, again, if you're used to Disney World, where they have over 25 hotels, there's not really budget offerings for an official Disney park resort over here. They're all pretty much considered deluxe. So, unfortunately, Paradise Pier has not been considered deluxe for a long time. It was really old, really run down, and again, had an old name that didn't even apply to anything in the park. Paradise Pier has been gone now for since 2018, I believe. So a few years now. And so it really has needed a retheme. So they've released the concept art. There's, the Pixar ball all over this new hotel. The lobby presents Luxo, the lamp on top of a Pixar ball. And, just I think some Pixar characters floating around. Again, there's not a ton of art out yet, and there's not a lot of info yet, but they have confirmed that it's being rethemed to Pixar. So I'm assuming it'll be Toy Story, the main Up, Wall-E, you name it. I'm sure the restaurants will all be themed to certain
which would be good.
Franchises, IP, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. And I also heard a rumor, I don't know, let me know if you've heard about this, that there's going to be a walkway to the park for specifically for the Pixar Pier, or the
really?
hotel. Again, that's just something I read. Disney didn't come out and say that. But you know how normally when you stay at Paradise Pier Hotel,
walk all the way through downtown Disney.
You walk through downtown Disney, or people sneak in through the Grand Californian, which they don't like. Mm-hmm. Apparently now with the new retheme, they're going to make some sort of like walkway for them.
Really?
That's just speculation. That's not confirmed by Disney, but I did read that somewhere. And I'm like, that would be neat. And it would basically lead them to Paradise Pier. Or not Paradise Pier, Pixar Pier. Gosh, I'm like,
that's right,
all over the place.
No, that would be cool.
Yeah. So, anyway, I'm super excited for the hotel. I can't wait to see it. It's gonna be. I want to stay in it because we've never stayed in that hotel.
No. We had friends that stayed there, so we did see the room. We stopped by there and hung out for a little bit, and again, cool view into Pixar Pier in the park. But when you look around, you're like, dang, this is $375 a night. Yeah. Very Holiday Inn Express feeling
with the beach ball
at
vibe.
$400 a night plus tax and fees. You're looking at, folks, $450. My travel brain mind is going right now, and that hurts my pocket, hurts my soul. But anyways, Pixar Hotel, whatever the heck it's going to be called, is coming to Disneyland. Alrighty, and that brings us to our main segment of today's episode, and that is a perfect day at DCA. Oh, that sounds so good. It's a perfect day at Disney's California Adventure. If you joined us last week, you would have heard our perfect Disneyland day. Yeah. And now it's DCA's turn.
And this time I followed the rules.
Yeah. Again, if you listen to last week's episode, Caitlin decided to just kind of take it on her own. The rule was you had to stay in Disneyland specifically. And she was like, well, I did kind of gallivant over to DCA for half of my day, which was fine.
Just for the food.
It's okay. I know DCA does arguably have better food. And don't hate on me, folks, if you disagree, but it's true. But yeah, we're going to share what our kind of ideal, perfect, no budget Disney's California Adventure Day.
Yeah.
And again, we prepared these both by ourselves, did not share them. So this is my first time hearing Caitlin's version of that day and vice versa. So let's dive in. You started last time, so I'll start this time.
Perfect.
We'll flip it up, and you can end this whole thing.
Awesome. Sounds
close
good.
us out. So you'll be today's closer in baseball talk. We just watched the Cardinals come back from a deficit right before this episode, and I loved it. 2 back-to-back homers. Go Cardinals. And if you're a Giants fan or Dodgers fan, sorry. Cardinals are better. Okay.
Now back to the Disney.
Yeah,
one.
sorry. All right. You got distracted there. Just love my cards. Let's dive in. So, where am I waking up? You may ask.
Yeah.
Last time I was waking up at the Grand Californian Hotel, and this time I'm waking up at the Grand Californian again. I just really want to stay there again. I stayed there as a kid. Again, a lot cheaper back then. My dad, of course, paid for it. I was a child, did not have money. So I took our family there. It was awesome. Loved every minute. But now that I'm an adult and we're off on our own, when I look at the price, it's like doubled since then. So when you're like $700, $800, $900 a night for a flipping hotel, changes perspective. So we have not stayed there since then. It's been 20 years.
Yeah, I've never been there either.
Yeah. But I'm waking up there. Again, no budget. So I'm waking up at the Grand Californian with a view of Grizzly Peak, my favorite part of DCA. And I'm listening to that Grizzly River run, water run.
Okay.
And just a fresh, nice,
I love it.
drinking a coffee.
So relaxing over there.
I'm relaxing. So I'm waking up, maybe sleeping in a little bit because I'm tired. And that's where I'm waking up. Then I'm going to go, Caitlin, are you ready yet? And usually go, yeah, I'm ready. And then it's another 30 minutes till we're walking out the hotel because you're like, did these shoes go with this? Or I was thinking these jeans, but should I wear these jeans instead? And I go, yeah.
Okay, excuse me. The weather in Anaheim is completely unpredictable.
I always just go, you know what? Hot. It's going to be hot today. Even in February, it's warm.
You know what? This is classic because Caleb will go, it's hot. Don't bring a jacket. And then we get to the park and I'm shivering. And he's like, oh.
Then I go, it's an excuse to buy a sweatshirt.
That's true.
So it works out for you.
So.
But anyways, we're finally out the door. It's been 30 minutes since Caitlin said she's ready. And we're walking down to a late breakfast. And instead of what I said last time, which was Storytellers, we're going to go over to the Craftsman Grill because they have some delicious gluten-free options for me and some normal options for you. And we're going to enjoy a nice breakfast right next to that pool. And enjoy a nice morning breakfast.
What are you getting for breakfast there?
They have a breakfast platter, it looks like. So I think there's like potatoes, bacon, eggs, the whole American spread.
Okay.
So that's what I'm having with a nice, refreshing water.
H2O.
Maybe getting crazy and getting an orange juice. But that's what I am doing. We love the double baked nachos there for lunch. I haven't had breakfast there, but I'm assuming it's pretty good. So after being filled up with some food, again, with being in the Grand Californian, we can use the exclusive entrance into DCA. So instead of going to the normal gates over there at the Esplanade, we're skipping that nonsense with our fancy reservation, and we're going to go straight into California Adventure using their exclusive entrance.
Okay.
It would be a dream. I'm just imagining this right now. When I was writing this the other day, I was like, this would be amazing. First thing in the morning, it's still crisp, a nice Anaheim morning, and I'm walking through Grizzly Peak, and it's nearly empty because not a lot of people are there yet. That sounds amazing. But before we go and ride rides and get crazy, we need fuel. We need caffeine.
Okay.
And I'm going to Fiddler's Fifer and Practical Cafe.
That is so funny.
It
That's
is
the
a
name of it.
mouthful, but it's pretty much Starbucks. So we call it Starbucks, but it's pretty much called Fiddler's Fifer and Practical Cafe.
Okay.
It's a weird word or weird name, but we're going over there, getting our Starbucks, again, waiting 40 minutes, spending $12 to get caffeine fueled for the rest of the day. And that's the cool thing is, again, when I was writing this, I'm going, we're already in the park. Like I'm already experiencing the Disney feeling first thing in the morning, which blows my mind.
Too.
Yeah, it's the Disney bubble. And again, we don't experience this a lot down there because we usually stay off site because it makes more sense that way. We use, credit card points, and it's kind of the way we hack a Disneyland trip together. But it'd be cool to be in the Disney bubble the whole entire time.
I agree.
So that's what we're doing. And again, after the coffee has settled, it's time to ride rides. And since it's in the morning and it's right before lunch, I'm choosing some kind of chill rides, right? Nothing too crazy.
Okay.
I'm leading off with Soarin'.
Okay.
And again, if this is my ideal day, it's going to be Soarin' over California because that is the
best
preferred, best version of the ride. I'm heading over to Goofy Sky School after that because it's just all around fun. And then I'm going to top it off with a little bit of Emotional Whirlwind. We have never been on it.
Oh, no, we haven't.
And I've always wanted to ride it, but I get a little nervous because I do get motion sick and there's a little spinning involved. But it looks fun enough where I'd try it again before lunch. Food's on Emmy.
Yeah.
I'd probably get over it real quick, but that looks really fun. So again, this brings us to lunchtime. I'm getting hungry, and this was a hard decision. There's a lot of options that I love over there for lunch. Smoke Jumper's Grill. What's that place called? The Teriyaki.
Oh, Lucky Fortune Cookery.
Love that place. Yeah, a million options to choose from, but I'm picking Lamplight.
Okay.
Lamplight Lounge. Again, we haven't been there yet. We do have reservations for an upcoming trip, but I wanted to try lunch there.
Okay. It's a good choice.
Yeah, I'm probably getting a burger.
Yum. Their burger looks so good.
It looks really good. It's like a half pound or something like that. I don't know. It looks really good. Probably like knock me out for a few hours. But we're going to be sitting there next to the water with a big old cheeseburger next to me.
Yum.
Maybe a soda. I don't know. Maybe a Dr. Pepper.
You feel like you're on a date with a cheeseburger.
I want to talk to it a little, get to know it before I demolish it. Okay. Yeah. And so after lunch, we've chilled. We've got a rest in. I want a little bit more ride action. I'm going to Monsters, Inc. I'm going to Guardians.
Okay.
we're going to try and finally try Web Slingers. And again, Disney Dream Day, I'm not spending money on Lightning Lane.
No.
It's a 15-minute wait in this Dream Day.
Yep.
In this ideal day, I'm just like, it's a 15-minute wait. Let's just do it. And then I'm going to Ariel's Undersea Adventure.
Okay.
Because I love that ride. Yeah. So again, I need some shopping done. Last trip, I told you at the Disneyland thing, at the Emporium, I'm dropping some cash. So on this time, I'm dropping some more cash. We're going over to... what's it called? Buena Vista Street.
Okay.
And I'm going to do some shopping. So again, in my mind, it's 4 o'clock-ish. It's warm by that time. I'm kind of tired of the sun. I want to get some AC in my body. So we're heading over there. So we're doing some shopping at Elias & Co.
Okay.
I'm maybe grabbing some like really hard to get ears for you. Because remember that one time I did?
Yes, the rose gold
the
ears.
Rose gold.
Right when they first came out. And it's the sequence rose gold.
Yeah.
That
So
they
that
don't
was
sell anymore.
long
It's a
time
new
ago.
version
Okay.
of the sequence
Got it.
rose gold ones. So yeah.
So this was a long time. They were hard to get. We were there for a few days. And on the third day, I think, we were in DCA. And I just happened to ask, excuse me, ma'am, do you have the rose gold ears? And she said, actually, I think we have some. And she pulled out this big box of them behind the counter. And I was like, I'll take one, please.
Yeah. Oh, that was so sweet. I
So
remember
yeah,
that.
maybe we're getting some hard to get ears for you there. And then I'm going over to the Animation Academy because it's my favorite place in DCA. So if you have not been here, it is severely underrated and you need to try it. It is the giant building on Hollywood Boulevard, I think is what they call it, Hollywoodland, on the right-hand side. You can do Turtle Talk with Crush in there. You can do character drawings in there.
Mm-hmm.
And there used to be some, half of it's still open. Is it called Ariel's Grotto?
Yeah. Or Ursula's.
No, Ursula's Grotto. Sorry. And that's, you can do a bunch of fun animation stuff down there. You can write on this like strip of paper, put it in this machine and spin it. It looks like it's animated. And there used to be, I tell Caitlin this all the time, there used to be a section in there where you could put your voice on one of the Disney animated movies. So you can go in like this sound booth thing and it would show you the words and you'd sit there and you'd say the lines. And then my voice would be in a scene of a Disney movie.
Yeah, and I'm so bummed they don't do that anymore because I never got to do that.
Yeah, it's been closed for years.
Yeah.
So I don't remember. I did it the first couple of trips. So my first trip was in 2005.
Okay,
so it's
yeah, I
probably
never did
before 2010 when it was open.
Gotcha.
So that was a fun area. But yeah, that's a family favorite. I'd move over to Off the Page and buy an expensive piece of art there because I've just got wads of cash coming out of my pocket on this trip for some reason. And I'm buying like, yeah, I'll take that picture for $6,000. And yeah, so for dinner, this brings us to dinner. No budget. We're going to Carthay Circle.
Oh, we've never been there.
Never been there.
Okay.
We've done what? We've done
The
Blue
Rose-
Bayou. We've done
Yes.
Napa Rose. We've done a lot of the kind of higher end sit down restaurants. We have not done Carthay Circle. So I'd be trying this for the first time. The only reason we've held out was because they kind of have a weirder menu. A lot of duck stuff. Caitlin's not a huge fan. So kind of fancier dishes. And I'd kind of feel stupid if we paid, I don't know, $150,
expensive.
$200 for dinner. And you're like, I didn't really like it. So for this, again, just for fun, the interior looks amazing. The music, the soundtrack of that restaurant is awesome. I've heard it on YouTube. It's just a really chill, really nice upscale experience. So we'd finally be trying it for the first time in this dream day. Finally, this brings us to the end of the night. It's dark outside. And this brings us to riding two of my favorite rides to ride at night. And that is Radiator Springs Racers and Incredicoaster. Because those two rides are elite at night, the best way to ride them. Then we're heading over to our dessert package seating at World of Color because, again, in this dream day, I've got no problem spending $90 a person for essentially $5 of food and really good seats. But again, at the end of the day, I don't care what I can eat or how much I'm eating. It's that seating you get. It is right in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
In front of everybody in an elevated area, and you get perfect World of Color viewing angles, and that is my absolute favorite nighttime spectacular at the Disneyland Resort. So I'm watching World of Color. I'm crying at the end because I haven't seen it in so long.
I do cry though.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
It's good.
I'm singing, I'm humming the music the rest of the night. The wonderful world of color. And we're heading back to our fancy room at the Grand Californian. And you know what we're going to do?
What?
We're going to be fancy. We're going to get a couple of drinks at the Hearthstone Lounge
Okay.
at the Grand Californian lobby. So we're going to be sitting there, maybe a glass of wine, the piano guy's playing, and we're ending the night with a couple of drinks.
Look at that was
That's
a
my
really
dream
good day.
Do you like it?
I loved it.
Sweet.
And I love the idea that you had some new things in there that we haven't done.
Yeah, I was trying to throw some curveballs in there.
I loved it.
I say, well, let's book it right now. I'm going on Disneyland's website and booking the Grand Californian.
No, I definitely loved your sequence. We are very similar in days.
Are we really?
Yeah, I was just cracking up and listening to you. I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
So.
All right. So yeah, your turn. What does your DCA day look like?
Okay. So imagine this. It is a high of 72 day.
Whoa.
Okay. So it's a little crisp in the morning. We are waking up at the Grand Excuse me. I'm so excited.
The Grand Calendar. The Grand Californian.
The Grand Californian Hotel with the view over Pixar Pier.
Ooh. Okay, so that's going to be so we're going to go to the right a little bit.
Yes.
Right?
And for reasons which I will explain in a little bit. But this is where we're waking up. You know, we have a balcony in this perfect day.
Okay.
So we're sliding the window open. You can see all the rides. No one's on the rides yet because the park hasn't opened yet. So just a crisp early morning.
Love it.
Okay. So we both get ready on time together.
That's a dream day.
And in my perfect day, I'm not late. So,
oh Lord.
But I have to tell you, I am a breakfast person. So it is time for breakfast. And we are going to Storytellers Cafe.
All right.
Because as Caleb stated in a couple minutes ago, I love that place. We went there a lot. When we first were doing like gluten-free breakfast, we'd go there all the time. And I'm going to be getting some gluten-free Mickey waffles. I'm going to get some scrambled eggs, some bacon, some fruit. And you know what? We're going to go crazy and I'm probably going to get a specialty omelet.
Hey-o.
Because the guy he's the same guy usually when we go in there that does the omelet station. He's so sweet.
Yeah, you can, I don't know if everyone knows this, it's a build your own omelet station.
Yeah.
You can tell him all the stuff you want in it and he flips it up right there and
they're
serves
super
it.
nice.
Very cool.
Very nice.
For only $75, you can get yourself an
I
omelet.
know. It's the ambiance. So it's so pretty.
Oh, it's
in
a
there.
great restaurant.
And a perfect day.
Yeah.
Okay, so we finished breakfast. You know, we got to let it sit a little bit. Can't do anything crazy. So again, we are going to go fuel up at Starbucks.
Yay.
We're going to get some coffee. Wait,
what Starbucks?
What do you mean what Starbucks? There's only one.
No. There's one. Are we going to downtown Disney? Or are we going?
Oh, no, sorry. I meant the one inside the park.
So we're in the park. Okay.
The, what is it called?
Fiddler's Fifer Practical Cafe.
That one. Yeah. That's so weird that it's called that.
I don't know.
But yeah, so we're gonna go get our Starbucks. We're gonna sit outside and we're gonna watch like the character meet and greets that happen by the fountain. We're just gonna relax, take it all in. It's a nice day. We got a light jacket on. But now I'm feeling some rides. And we're gonna take things a little calm in the morning.
Okay.
You know, we just had that big breakfast. We just had some Starbucks. Mm-hmm. So we are gonna head over to Monsters Inc. And I love going to Monsters Inc. in the morning. We normally always do that when we started DCA, except last time it was a 45-minute wait.
Dude, it was so long. We stood there and I'm like, there's no way it's 45 minutes.
Right.
It was 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
So we dipped.
Usually we normally wait because it's like a 10-minute wait. Mm-hmm. And I love going in there and smelling the ginger at
He
Harryhausen's.
poked me up with his mind powers and shook me like a dog. I love that. Yeah.
We do that every time.
I know.
So yeah, we just got off of Monsters Inc. and now we're going to go to one of my favorite places in the park as well as Caleb's. We're going to walk hand in hand and we're going to the Animation Academy.
Yay.
So yeah, it's that large building off of Hollywood Street, right?
Something like that. Boulevard.
Yeah, Hollywood Boulevard. And we're going into the actual Animation Academy class where, for those who don't know, you can go in there and create works of beautiful art. Not really. We try. But we can draw different characters depending on what time of the day. And for my perfect day, we're drawing Winnie the Pooh.
Knew it.
We've never been able to draw him. And we always miss it because it's always usually around lunchtime. And So for this perfect day, we're
love
trying
it.
Winnie the Pooh. And
Cool.
Caleb and I love doing this. I also recommend this if you have kids. It's so fun to see what you don't have to be an artist. You can draw terribly like I do.
No. I'm really bad. Mine looks like a third grader drew it, and it's super fun because the animator up there that's like walking you through it keeps it fun, even if you don't like drawing. I hate drawing, but he or she usually keeps it pretty lighthearted and fun. And then at the end, she picks a lucky person in the audience to take her or his drawing home with them. So it's fun.
And it's just cool. It's just fun to like say, oh, what does yours look like? Compared to mine at the end. Like, it's funny. It's just tradition.
Yeah.
We love doing that. But okay, so we just drew some poo and some Pooh Bear. That sounds weird if I just say poo.
Yeah, I would add the bear at the end.
Pooh Bear. Now we are ready for the first ride, and we are heading over to Soarin' over California.
Yes.
Which again, as I stated the last podcast episode for the Disneyland day, I love Soarin'. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite rides. But after we get off Soarin', since I already stated and talked about the reasons why in our last episode, it's time for some lunch. And we are going over to Wine Country again, but this time for lunch.
Okay.
So, if you have not been to Wine Country during lunch, it is a really nice time because the park, again, it's all lit up. It's sunny usually. The ambiance, you're sitting outside.
I hope so.
Yeah. Well,
hope it's sunny.
It's sunny. It reminds me of like the perfect day because just the sun coming through, like there's greenery everywhere. It's beautiful. You hear the music.
The only recommendation, even when it's cool outside, is try and sit in some shade because that sun, it beat on your neck the whole day.
Which they're normally really accommodating if you just ask them. Because like last time we sat in the sun and it was hot. And they were like, oh, no problem, we'll move you. And we got like a really nice table.
Yeah.
So we're eating there. And to give you an idea of what we get, normally, actually, Caleb found this dish. On the menu, it's called fettuccine shrimp Alfredo. But what we learned is we're not really big shrimp fans. So we sub the chicken for shrimp.
Flip it. So we're not really shrimp fans, but we get shrimp anyways. No, it's sub the shrimp for chicken.
It's
there you
making
go.
my mouth water just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yes, we get chicken. So it's technically a chicken fettuccine Alfredo, but it has the Alfredo sauce, obviously the chicken, parsley, garlic, and chili flakes. And let me tell you, it is not like a normal Alfredo. It is so good. So I'm getting that. Caleb, you normally get the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
But it's so good.
Nice and heavy.
Yeah, they used to have a bread service. Now it costs money.
Yes. No, hold on. Pause your perfect day. I love your day.
Thank you.
But let me be outraged for just a second.
Okay.
They took away bread service at every sit-down restaurant.
Yes, it costs money now, right?
It's like $6 or $7.
Yes.
For bread.
Yeah.
That used to be kind of like, that was the unspoken social contract we had with these restaurants.
Well, because you got gluten-free bread for that.
Yeah.
And with oil and vinegar.
It was delicious. But like, again, that's the thing. Olive Garden, right? Chili's, you get chips and salsa. Olive Garden, you get breadsticks. It's kind of part of the exchange.
I think you have to pay for chips and salsa at Chili's now, too.
No.
We're going to Chili's. We talked about Chili's last time.
We haven't been to Chili's in like 8 years.
I need to go to Chili's and get those chips.
Oh, Lord. But sorry, I'm just going to be outraged. That's crazy.
Let me tell you, for my perfect day, they're bringing us free bread for you.
We're negotiating.
I talked to the higher-ups at Disney, and they're giving us bread for the day.
Okay.
So we're having our free bread, and we're having some pasta. And you know what? Now I need a treat. Okay. So for my perfect day treat, normally I would have gone to Buena Vista Street and I would have gotten the chocolate honeycomb. They no longer sell on Disney property the chocolate honeycomb. For some reason, post-COVID, that never came back.
A scandal.
It's very sad because I love that. It was the best. It was literally chunks of honeycomb dipped in chocolate and it was so good.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Winnie the Pooh and I love Winnie the Pooh. So since we can't get that, I'm going to go get some cookies and cream ice cream and a waffle cone at Clarabelle's.
Love it.
Now we need to go do some shopping on Buena Vista Street. We're going to get some merch. We're going to get some mugs. We're going to get a specialty pin. And for those who don't know, we love collecting pins. We normally get them for a specific reason, whether it's a new movie, whether it's Halloween time that we're visiting, or Valentine's Day. We always get a pin to commemorate the
try and tie it into that time.
Yes. But now it's time for some rides.
Oh,
so we are going to swing over to Guardians of the Galaxy. And for my perfect day, it's going to be Monsters After Dark.
Ooh.
Which is only there for Halloween. And let me tell you, that ride is amazing.
That's a fun one.
It's so good.
That's a really fun ride.
It's worth the motion sickness. It's just the music is great. The loud like monster bang at the end. It's so good. If you haven't been on that, you need to ride it.
Frightening for little ones, I'd say.
Extremely.
But if you warn them in advance that there's going to be some loud noises, I think they'd be good with it.
Oh, yeah.
But it adds if you've ridden the rides a million times, it adds a different flavor to the experience.
Right. So now, I'm setting the mood. The sun is going down.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb and I are hand in hand, and we are walking through Grizzly Peak, and we are heading to dinner. And where are we going to dinner? We're going to Lamplight Lounge.
Yeah.
And at Lamplight Lounge, I was cracking up because I'm getting the burger.
Oh, yeah.
I
All right.
wrote that down. But yeah, I love the view there when it's dark outside. The Pixar Pier is lit up, and it's just a beautiful ambiance. So that's where I'm going. Going to get that with some fries, maybe Dr. Pepper if I'm feeling crazy.
Hey, sugar.
After dinner, I would love to head over to Cars Land and go on Radiator Springs Racers.
All right. We're thinking the same. I love it.
Yes. That ride at night is my favorite. Love it during the day, but there's something about it at night when like the rocks are all lit up and it's just beautiful.
It is.
All right.
Like,
so now
slow down.
all my food has digested and I need a snack again. So now for my perfect day, we're heading back over to where Elias & Co. is. And we're getting some popcorn from that popcorn stand.
Ah, the metal. It looks like very retro.
It's a metal one. It's right at the start at Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah. That's where me and Madison Beer got popcorn together.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
We just happened to be getting popcorn and
did
she walked
not.
by. Yes, and she was like, "Can I have some of your popcorn?" I was
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Madison, of course.
No,
you can have some of
don't
my
listen to him.
popcorn.
He's crazy.
Let's share popcorn.
So we got some popcorn. You're so weird. We got some popcorn because we are heading over to see World of Color and our special VIP seating. Are you ready for this?
How do we get this?
It's just my perfect day.
Okay.
I asked Josh tomorrow. He
okay.
was there.
Our buddy that we met?
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that. We did meet him at Craftsman Bar.
Yeah.
So I talked to him and I'm like, you know what,
Joshy.
Caleb and
hook
I
it
are
up.
here. We need some specialty seating. So we're even in better seats. Where you know what people are sitting for their dessert stuff? We're front and center.
I love
we're
it.
lifted so we can see everything. We're
Blocking
not getting
the
wet
view,
though.
Blocking the view of all the dessert people. Yeah.
We've got a blanket. We've got popcorn. We've got some drinks.
I love it.
Dr. Pepper, that sounds good with some popcorn. We're watching World of Color, and it's an amazing show, okay? So we finished that spectacular, and we're going to do one last thing before we head back.
All right.
We're riding Grizzly River Run. Because if you do that at night before you go back to the hotel,
yes.
and I'm talking no poncho,
right.
we're going for it.
Just bare backing it.
We're going, and it's just you and I in the, is it a tube? Raft. It's just us. We're getting soaking wet.
I love
and
that ride.
we have so much fun. We just laugh the whole time.
It's a fun one.
It's so fun. So after we're completely soaked, because it's just us, we are going to head back to the hotel. We're going to shower, get in some comfy clothes. We're going to sit on our balcony and just reflect on the day. We're just going to look out on Pixar Pier and just be cozy. And
that sounds
that's
awesome.
my perfect day.
I love it.
Thank you.
That was a fantastic day. Again, we're booking it. I'm telling you, whip the credit card out.
No.
It's magic money. It just, you pay it and you never have to pay it back. That's what Visa tells me. So, no, that sounds amazing. After talking about all this, it makes me even more excited for our trip.
Yes, we're going soon.
Yeah, in a month or so. So we'll have some stories from our trip in the next few weeks. Caitlin, again, a fantastic, perfect day at DCA.
You too. You killed it again.
I think if you merge ours two together, it's a pretty flippin' good day. So thank you so much for, hanging in there if you've made it this far and listening to our ideal/perfect day for both Disneyland and DCA. If you didn't hear Disneyland's episode, go back one. I think episode 29 is where we did that. And listen to it because it's fun. Good old time. And I think there's been a couple more people listening to this thing. So hello, if you're new. Great to have you. We have a lot of fun here. Again, we always start off with some news and then dive into a fun topic, either a previous trip, story time, this right here, making up an ideal day for somewhere, whatever, what have you. It's always Disney related, and we have a lot of fun here. If you have not already, please leave a review on both Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Follow us over on Instagram at Market House Podcast and Twitter at Market House Pod. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great week.
See ya.